Hi guys! Today we are going to be making Malai Kofta. I love this recipe. I love how creamy, tangy, flavorful the gravy is and how soft these koftas are. The best thing is that these koftas are non-fried. So let's begin. First, I'm taking 2 slices of bread. I'm going to grind it and make it into a powder. So here it is. You can see that it's a nice fine powder. Next thing, we start with potatoes. To the potato, add some green chilli, ginger and coriander. To this, I'm also adding the bread powder, a little bit of salt. You have to mash it and make it into a dough. Just make sure that the potatoes have been boiled a little prior. What I usually do is, I boil them 4 to 5 hours before I want to make the koftas. Here I have a mixture of grated cheese, some chilli and coriander. You can also add some chopped cashew or raisins or apricots, cranberries, basically whatever you want if you like it slightly sweeter. So I'm making it into small balls. Now take a little bit of oil onto your palm and start making the koftas. Pinch out a lemon-sized ball of the potato mixture, fill it with the cheese ball, shape it into a ball and keep it aside. Similarly, I'm going to make all the koftas. Just make sure that you make it very compact. Don't leave too much space between the cheese and the potato mixture. So all the kofta balls are ready. Now, just to make sure that they don't burst or they don't crack, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of all-purpose flour on it. Just roll it very gently. This is only for a top coating. If you don't want to coat it with all-purpose flour, you can always use cornflour. Now, we will not be deep frying these koftas. We will be making this in the ape pan. That is what makes this absolutely perfect. So here, I've put a little bit of oil in every slot. Now, I'm adding my koftas in. The trick to get a perfect color for anything that you're going to cook in the ape pan is that you need to keep on flipping it, turning it. So here you can see that I'm also changing the slots because sometimes the center of my pan is hotter than the sides. So here you can see that I have a nice, perfect, beautiful golden brown color. I'm continuously flipping them. I'm continuously transferring it from one slot to the other slot to make sure I get a uniform color in all of these. So here my kofta balls are absolutely ready and they look beautiful. Now let's keep this aside and make the gravy. So first I'm going to start with a little bit of oil. To this I'm adding some khada masalas. So I have some tej patta, some dalchini, some choti ilaichi and badi ilaichi. After bhunoing it, I'm also adding the onion. This is fine chopped onion. You need to cook the onions until it's pink. Then I'm adding the ginger and the garlic. Once the onion starts browning, add some tomatoes. These tomatoes are blanched and the skin has been removed, but it's optional. If you don't want to remove the skin, you can keep it on. That's absolutely fine. To this, I'm also adding some green chilli and Kashmiri red chilli. The Kashmiri red chilli has been soaked in water. Cover it and cook it for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you will see that the mixture becomes quite cooked and fragrant. At this point, remove the khada masalas. So I'm removing the tej patta, the ilaichis, the badi ilaichis, everything. What I usually do is I count it and I put it and I make sure that I've removed all of them. Now I'm adding some cashew. This is cashew that has been soaked in water. Continue to cook it for 3 to 4 minutes, cool it down and grind it into a paste. Now the second step of the gravy is I'm taking a little bit of ghee. Heat the ghee. Now the trick to get the most perfect color is that don't put all the gravy at once. First, once the ghee is hot, put only 2 tablespoons of the gravy. Cook it very well so that it gets a nice color. You will see that the color of the gravy will start changing. Once the color starts changing and it is nice and bhunoed, at this point add Kashmiri red chili powder. So I've added the Kashmiri red chili powder and I'm cooking it for 2 to 3 minutes. Now you can add all the gravy that you have just made. I usually like to add the gravy in stages. Continue cooking it. Add a little bit of dhania powder, some turmeric powder. Cook the masalas. Now I'm adding all the balanced gravy that I have. If you want, you can add a little bit of water into your mixer grinder jar and put it back into the gravy. Cover the gravy and cook it for 3 to 4 minutes. After 3 to 4 minutes, season with its salt and a little bit of sugar. I'm not adding too much sugar. If you don't want to add sugar, you can always add some honey. Now I'm adding some fresh malai. You can just use regular Amul cream or just ghar ki malai. If you're using ghar ki malai, make sure that you're grinding it into a paste. Finally, when the gravy is ready, add a little bit of kasuri methi. So what I usually do is, I take the kasuri methi, I just rub it between my palms. It becomes a little powdered and I add it to the gravy. I cook it for the last 2 minutes. Finally, my gravy for the kofta is ready. To finish it off, I'm going to add a pinch of garam masala. This is going to give it that top aroma. The gravy is ready and now it's time to plate it. So here I'm placing my koftas, topping it with hot gravy, and I'm going to serve it with some fulkas. But before that, we'll be garnishing it. So I'm garnishing it with some fresh cream, a little bit of chili oil and coriander. Just a little bit of chili oil to give it that nice zingy color. So finally, my Malai kofta is ready to be served and it's my favorite. I hope you guys enjoy watching this recipe and will make this very soon. Whenever you guys make it, please don't forget to tag me.